have big dreams and start. You can start small, you can start in a medium way. But like you said, how much money do you have to put in? And the money that you have to put in determines the level at which you would go. Our panelists have made great input into what we're doing. They've mentioned the passion that you need, and I want to emphasize that. They mentioned training, and I want to emphasize that. But also marketing. And when Davis talked about butternut squash, I laughed. Because when you are talking about marketing, it's key, because that's what drives whatever you are going to do. And before you come to the bank, you must have done your marketing. You must have known where your produce are going, where your animals are going. All those things have to be settled before we even talk about financing. So butternut squash was the in thing. I heard about it. I went around and I talked to somebody. Oh, can I supply you butternut squash? She said, oh, yes, go. So I went to the north. I produced large quantities, and then she brought them down to Accra. Then I went back to tell her, oh, I brought the. Said, oh, I have enough. So many people have brought theirs too, so I can't buy. I have to go around and now looking for market. It all got spoiled. So the market is key. And those are the things that we show in the numbers that you are bringing to the financial institutions. I'm certain that financial institutions are willing to support the agribusiness sector. We talk about risks and the challenges, but those are, some of them are real, and we need to address them. We need to interrogate them. We need to understand them. And so, like has been said, there's the need for research. There's the need for you to talk to the advisors, business advisors in agribusiness. There's the need to understand very clearly where you are going from, the start.
So when I walk into your office with this business plan, William Nettey, my name is Kojo Akoto Boateng. I'm going into Agric, and I've done my business plan. I need 100,000 cedis. What are the key things you look out for on the business plan? You've mentioned marketing. Would you look at, say, proof of the ownership of the land? Would you look at, say, the assets I have? What are the key things that should stand out in my business proposal before you agree to give me some money?
We'll look at it in its entirety.
Okay.
We're going to look at it right from the word go. So even before we even go there, and it was mentioned, once you have your business plan, you can come to the financial institution. Is that all? Have you done your research? Are you aware of what you are going to? Have you gotten all your passion and everything well done, or your training and everything well done? Because those questions will be asked. They will be asked because there are issues that, when they are not dealt with, would be challenging. So we'll look at your business, if it's production or whatever stage of the value chain you are going into, whether you understand the business. So if you have not researched it, if you have not started it, if you have not done it, what is the basis? So you need to get to that point where you have researched well, you have, in some instances, started. And how do you start? That's the question. Where do you get the financing to start? And that's the question that most people are asking. When you are beginning, so you are in what we call the seed stage. That's the very basic stage. You are forming your ideas. You should go out there, identify where you can get market. You are forming your idea just to make sure that at the end of the day, this thing that I'm going into will be worth the while. Then after that, you start it, you go into the early stage. That's what we call the very young business. Yeah. You are beginning to sell, you are looking for markets gradually. And then you will need some financing. And this financing, you can look at various aspects. So it's not, the bank is not just the first option that you can look at. And Davis mentioned it, the rates at which we are, interest rates at which we are looking at. If you are going to do business and you are expecting to have interest rates in the single digits, that is a real challenge in our situation now. So you need to look at where you are. We've talked about the seed stage. You do the early stage. You've started business, and then you go on to the next stage where you started business. You are selling. You are making money, and then you can look for working capital to support whatever you are doing, suppliers, giving you credit. Those are all options that you can look at. And then now your business is matured enough. You are at a level where you can, that's a growth stage. You can go to the bank looking for debt, and then even in some instances look at equity, and then you move on to the mature stage where your business is really stable, and financing will be quite easier.
So for any young man or young woman watching this show right now, their first option for finance is not to walk into a bank, but to think about what they want to do and look at their business in different stages, from the startup stage to the growth. So when you get to the growth stage and you want to scale and expand, and you have a lot of records to support your application, that's when you walk into a bank.
Let me clarify. You can walk into the bank at any stage, you see. But what is the interaction? Is it to go and look for a loan? Or is it to also gather more information and get understanding into what products are even available? So when you come to the financial institution, you can come, and there are different types of financial institutions. So we have the microfinance, we have the rural banks, we have the commercial banks. We all are playing within the space just to make sure that agribusiness is financed. But the point is, when you are coming in, what stage are you? What will be the discussion? Where do we come in? Have you gotten your documents ready? So if you come to the financial institution, we may ask for a cash flow. So it's showing your projections over a period. Do you have some data to show that this is what I've done, that we can analyze to see the trend going forward, that maybe in the past 2 years or 3 years you've done something that we can follow as a trend, and then going forward you are going to make some more income, and based on that we can provide some support.